Back with you at Rogers Arena, where tonight the Canucks fell to the Jets. Spencer Martin went from number 5 on the Vancouver goaltending depth chart last season to current starter. Tough loss tonight, but you're still 9-4-1 on the season, so those numbers don't sound bad. Let's deal with the game we just saw. John.
Well, it was one of those games where the first period, I'm sure when I was playing goal too, it's the same thing. You want to be home after that big win in Wednesday in Calgary where the team came back, and you get the shootout win. You stopped all three in the shootout, which is nothing short of amazing. Every goalie wants to do that. And then only 3 shots for, and the Jets with in close shots. The first goal, I mean, Kyle Connor's one of the best snipers in the league. He's got a 10 feet out right in the middle. 9 times out of 10, he's going to score.
Yeah, I think we didn't come out the way we wanted to, obviously, and it's something that we got to solve. Coming home after a couple of big road wins lately, we haven't had the efforts that we want. But at the same time, we didn't lose the game in the first period just because we've shown that we can come back in games. So I was trying to hold it down and give us that chance.
All right, let's move on, shall we?
Yes.
You okay with that?
Perfect.
Okay. You've been in the spotlight here since you took over from Thatcher Demko as starting goaltender. One thing I've noticed in your interviews is that you are brief and to the point. And this is nothing new for you. We have dug up your draft day interview when Colorado took you in the 3rd round of the 2013 draft.
Feels amazing. It's a dream come true to hear your name called, and especially to an awesome team and an awesome organization like Colorado. To be honest, I expected to be a bit more nervous than I was. Come draft day, come today, it was just relaxed and with my family, a lot of celebrating, and it was a lot of fun. My grandparents, parents, sister, and my girlfriend. They've been amazing, bringing me into the league in Mississauga. Being drafted there was a dream come true, coming to my home team, and it's been a lot of fun. We got a lot of great leaders, or we had a lot of great leaders last year, and going forward we will too.
All right, we get the point. 6 questions you were asked in this interview, Spencer, and the longest answer.
That's not too bad, right?
No, the longest answer, though, was 11 seconds.
Yep.
You cannot do that here tonight, or John and I will be out of questions in 5 minutes. Okay. Here's your path to the NHL as a starting goaltender. As we've said, Colorado drafted you round 3, 2013. It took 4 years before you got to play a game for the Avs. Then back to the AHL for 5 years before you got another NHL start, and that was last January with the Canucks. Up until last season, this clearly was the path of a career minor leaguer. Where did you think your career was headed?
Well, I don't know. Obviously, I'm looking at this list here, and it went a lot of different places. But you know what? I actually enjoyed each one of those spots. But obviously, the whole point was sticking with it was to get a chance like this, and that's why I'm really in the moment right here and trying to focus on making the most of this. But looking at that list, there's a lot of good people and a lot of good places that I was at. So
Wes asked this question: has your long road to the NHL been a big contributor to your mental toughness?
Yeah, I think so. I think just even in the challenges that I'm facing right now, I think there's obvious examples that I've learned along the way in junior and also in my long AHL and East Coast build up that I've learned lessons, and they're helping me do my best right now. Finance
Yoda chimes in with this: what made you decide to stay in North America all these years and not try it overseas?
Yeah, I think for me, I wanted to be an NHLer. Like I wanted to I'm a hockey fan first, and so the goal was to fulfill that dream, and going to Europe is obviously a great option, and it was obviously getting really close with getting into your 7th year pro and not being able to crack into the an NHL. So, but I think it was just the heart for the game.
John mentioned this earlier, and I've often wondered if some goaltenders would rather lose in overtime than go to a shootout, because there's nowhere to hide in a shootout. But there you were in Calgary on Wednesday night. I think it was the 3rd shootout of your career, and you stared down the Calgary Flames for your 9th win of the season. And so Tyler Yore asked this question. Why did you celebrate in Calgary like you'd won the Stanley Cup? We'll see it here in a second after this stop.
Look at that.
Yeah. After every game, I point to the sky to give the glory to God, but there's a little bit extra there. I think just with where our team's at right now and how much it means to me to be able to get wins while given this opportunity, I think it's just poured out there.
You know why I like that? Your shootout, you take away the shot.
Yeah.
And you saw Kuzmenko's goal on Jacob E's back, and I think you force the guy to make a mistake. When you take away the shot, the forward has to make a decision, and then he ends up, half the time, they'll make a mistake. Whereas if you sit back, then boom, the guy shoots it, and he's got half the net.
Yeah, that's the game plan. Sometimes in the NHL, there's skill guys that'll make you look silly the further you come out. But, that's definitely the game plan for me.
Question about your faith. You just referred to it, and that takes us to your mask. You switched this year from the glitzy chrome to something a little bit less understated. In the back plate of your mask, you have a passage from Jeremiah 29:11. What's behind that?
Well, I think, even just from your first question, like what kept me going, like my goal was to be in the NHL, and but I knew that, no matter what, God had a plan for me and a prosperous plan. And so I kept believing that was to get a chance in the NHL, but that's been something that I've, hung on to. And really, that's the reason why I was able to, hang on and wait for this opportunity.
You go to the Old Testament, and literally that's what it says, that the Lord has a plan for you, and your plan is being carried out right now for you.
Well, Jeremiah 29:11 is one of the most often quoted verses from the Bibles. Your game is better for the work that you have done with Canucks goaltending guru Ian Clark. Now, we looked long and hard to find some pictures of you and Ian together, and we finally found some. Oh, wait now. I'm hearing that's not Ian with you, but close enough perhaps because at least it's you, right?
Yeah, that's my first goalie coach right there. There's my mom. Yeah.
Hey, we got to say your skating has really improved.
My favorite part about that video is it starts in the crease. Like that was the coolest part about that for me.
Serious question then about Ian Clark, and his credentials are impeccable because he helped turn Sergei Verbosky into a two-time Vezina Trophy winner in Columbus. And so the question comes from Nick the goalie. How's it been working with the goalie whisperer Ian Clark on a regular basis?
Well, first of all, if you know him, it's intense. But he's really the best that I've got to work with, and amongst others, Andy Chiodo and Ron Mays and Piero Greco, going back to getting Corey Cooper. But Clarkie is intense. He holds me accountable, and but he's also given me some tools that are help mobilize my game. I had a tough time getting stuck and not being able to move, and he's given me 3 different stances when I just basically had one coming into this experience in Vancouver. So yeah, he's still working on me, tweaking every day. So we're really enjoying that.
We've been told by a trusted source, and that would be your mother Karen, that for as much as she and your father Alan tried to dissuade you from playing goal as a tot, you would have none of it, that you wanted to play the position from the earliest age possible. Why?
I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. But Curtis Joseph and Ryan Miller, I would credit them to being the coolest guys I could find when I was starting to play goalie. And there you go.
You're holding the net there.
You're my height. What are you doing? You're my height.
Yeah, no, I think
John's shoulders were up to the crossbar.
There you go. I stood in front of the TV and I just mimicked Curtis Joseph and wanted to be him so bad. So, that's basically where it started.
Okay, we've got some interesting kids' picks here that came from your mother Karen. Take us through these. They're coming. There they are.
Yeah, there's me and my sister Allison. She's been basically my #1 supporter my entire career, and still is to this day. And yep, there's Burlington Eagles, my first ever team there. That's where I wear number 30. And there is Allison again. She got a balloon that day. You can barely see it in that picture, but she always got a little something to be at the rink. And wow, she put in a lot of time helping me get here.
And well, there you go.
There, yeah, my teammate was actually Bo Horvat on that team, and believe it or not, he was the best player on the team back then as well. So some things never change.
And the Hockey Hall of Fame.
Yeah, there's me and my dad. We're still chasing that cup.
Okay.
You're not touching it. There you go.
No.
One thing I noticed in doing research for this interview, Spencer, is that there seem to be more Spencer Martins in the world than the Western world than any other person. Between Google and YouTube, I lost count. Is it 30 or 35, I think. There are, among others, a Spencer Martin home for the holiday stuffing recipe, a race car driver, a Spencer Martin Miracle Child Story. Spencer Martin talks about his upcoming book. Spencer Martin Sportscaster of the Year in Montana. Spencer Martin Research Fellow in Computer Vision, and at least 2 Spencer Martin wedding albums. And then I thought we'd hit the mother lode when we found Spencer Martin karaoke, but it turned out to be an older guy singing country and western songs. He's the guy to the
Thank God that wasn't
right
video
there.
me, right?
Yeah. So that's not you?
Yeah, well, hopefully playing in this market gets me some more hits, and then I start to be at the top of the list there for you
Have
next
you
time.
ever been confused with any of the 20 or so that I didn't mention?
No, but I've got a message once from a kid that was on Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader that was named Spencer Martin, and he told me, lose the handle, this is me. So that was a funny story.
Is this the first time you've been made aware of the run on the name Spencer by Martin families everywhere?
Yeah. This is when you. Yeah, this is the first time.
John.
Well, Spencer, I know you've gotten this chance, and Thatcher is a partner, but Colin Delia is kind of the same route as you, and now you've got him as your partner. Do you commiserate more with him because he's gone through the same route as you, whereas Thatcher was a draft and then came up in the organization?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of stuff to learn from and grab from both of them. But what I can say is that Demmer and Colin have been extremely supportive and helpful of me and from different angles. But when I first got here, Demmer, giving me confidence and just saying that he knows that I got it in me to carry it while he's dealing with his injury. And then, Colin, obviously, he's had a journey too, and he's got the ability to do what I'm doing as well. And, I believe that. He did a great job getting that win, the one game that I couldn't hold the fort. So he's just a great guy. He's a fantastic teammate, and he's going to be ready to go whenever.
Well, I've really felt in all the years, the 15 years that I played, is that the only other guy on the team that really understands what you're going through is the other goalie. It's such an individual position on a team sport.
That's exactly it. And, as you're going through games, Diels has been there basically as like a goalie-on-goalie therapist to help me stay locked in. And he's done a really good job. I owe him a lot for that. Spencer,
Christmas Eve, 1 week tonight. What are your plans?
I'm going to take a red eye out of Edmonton and get home to Toronto and then drive out to Welland and spend maybe less than 48 hours there and then get back here. Hopefully no problems with the flights on the way back here.
Certainly hope not. That's a couple of days of tough travel, but enjoy it. Thanks for your time.
Thank you very much. It's an honor.
Appreciate you being on the program tonight. So there's Spencer Martin, the Canucks goaltender for the foreseeable future, doing all he can to keep the Canucks in contention. Back to conclude proceedings at Rogers Arena in a moment.